I've been a shot son. I write the way you swing a trend, you think you roster. I write the track, whole stuff sound like it's fire. I write I'm cheating with my.
Hey, what's up, my loungies? Welcome to Toxic Tea Lounge. Everything in this video is allegedly. Let's chat. Disclaimer: I do not condone in any form of bullying or violence on this platform. Anything in this video is for information purposes and entertainment purposes only. This platform consists of celebrity drama, rumors, opinions, roasting tea with some shade, and some sensitive topics. So, if you're sensitive to people's opinions, this will not be the platform for, guess who? You. Yes. So please proceed at your own risk. Now, let me stop. All right. So today in this segment, we're only going to be talking about Megantheestallion. Okay. We're going to be talking a little bit about her documentary that just dropped and how I feel about it. And yeah, this is my view on it. These are my opinions. Everybody would see this and probably, think otherwise. But in this documentary, I know for sure that Megan is just trying to let us in that side of her where nobody really sees. Okay? And I'm just going to say this right now. Now, I know, she lost a parent. I personally know exactly how that feels. Okay? It's not a good feeling at all. Something that you're never really going to get over, But I understand where she's coming from, and everybody copes with losing a parent differently, and she chose a route where it involved drinking and, doing other things or whatever the case may be, right? Now, this is not nothing new. A lot of people cope with, death certain ways. We all know that she was struggling and felt some type of way that her mom passed because she continuously said it. She even put it in her music, okay? Now, that is one thing I do understand. Okay, now we are also going to be talking about how her mom was very supportive of her. Okay, but let's get into this. Tory Lanez is also in this real quick. Okay, let's just put this in there. Tory Lanez is in this. She's talking about the situation again. And I don't know, y'all, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit later on in the video. But she posted clips of Tory, with that horse, cutting up the horse leg, and she was talking about that. Kelsey was also in there where she felt like, okay, it's certain parts in there where I'm going to pinpoint out when it comes to Kelsey and Megan and things that she was looking for in Kelsey at the time, what she was not getting. And it had to be a reason why she wasn't doing it. Okay, but a lot of people would think it was because of Tory. And we know that Kelsey came out and spoke about, oh, if you're my best friend, why would you go behind my back and talk to a guy that I was talking to first? It was just weird. Now the documentary, okay? We know she lost her mom. We understand that her mom was very supportive, was like, cheering her on, was just like her right-hand man. You understand what I'm saying? Also, I wanted to pinpoint, oh yeah, she had to pull the plug on her mom, y'all. Her mom had a brain tumor and she had to make that choice. So that is even something like traumatic on top of losing your parent. She probably felt responsible for pulling the plug. So she probably had some type of guilt and stuff like that behind it. So she was just going through it. Now, also Megan had a damn gap, and I'm trying to figure out why the hell she closed the gap. Hello, we team gap over here. Okay, but anyway, she closed it or whatever. Now, after her mom passed, she started driving the boats. She started drinking heavily. She admitted this plenty of times. Okay? But I just want to let y'all know, regardless of anything, she earned her spot. Okay? But let's get into some of these TikTok videos I had to do real quick. I got to talk about this. I'm currently watching the Megan documentary, right? Now I'm at the Tory part where she's like, oh, yeah, I thought we was friends or whatever. And she's telling the story again. Is it just me, or is this a whole different story again? They wasn't. When she went on the Gayle interview, they was arguing. She acted like she wasn't arguing. She said, I didn't even raise my voice or whatever. Then it came out that they was arguing because Tory let it out the bag that he was messing with Megan and Kelsey. Now on the documentary, there is nothing mentioned with Tory saying that he was messing with both of them. She's making it seem as if they was just arguing in a car because Tory's feelings was hurt. Because she said something smart to him. What story is this? Am I bugging out? I don't know. Okay, so now she's talking about after he pow-powed her, right, in her foot or whatever. In the documentary, she's like dragging herself with blood trails, looking like she's trying to get away. And they got Tory coming from the car, and she said that he's like, sorry, I didn't mean to do it. I'll pay you $1 million if you don't say nothing. So that's what she's saying. Okay. This, I don't know how to feel about this. Okay, so now is at the part where Tory calls, okay, from the jail. And this is where everybody thought and assumed that he was saying sorry about powing Megantheestallion. But he didn't say exactly what it was. Even Kelsey said, yeah, a lot happened. So it wasn't just that one thing. Multiple things happened that he could be apologizing for. We don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Unless the person says it, yeah, tell Megan, I'm sorry I shot her. You know? Or anything like that, then okay, understood. But you can't really, we can assume. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, understand what I'm saying? It could have been anything. But anyways, now she's talking about how why she didn't see the signs of, you know, not trusting him and all this other stuff or whatever the case may be. Now, if y'all saw the documentary, because I'm still watching it, if y'all saw the documentary and y'all thought that Megantheestallion and Tory was innocent, after watching this documentary, do you change your mind or no? And why on that jail call when Tory and Kelsey was talking, why would he say, okay, well, do whatever to bail me out? Like, if that was her best friend and Tory shot her, why would Tory be so comfortable asking Kelsey to bail him out right after he shot her best friend? Is anybody clocking that to you, or am I bugging out? Am I missing something? Something's going on. Okay, so now Megan is talking about Kelsey told her that her and Tory linked up, and what Tory said was, thank you for not telling on me. What can I do? Can I invest in your business? Da 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 da. Just something just don't sound right. Because remember when everything was going on and after she got out of the hospital and everything, and they said that Kelsey at the time was staying with Megan. Remember there was something being said about Megan and Kelsey linking up after that? That's when everybody started speculating that this is when they really started to, you know, get their story corrected. The story that they was going to stick to. I don't know. Okay, y'all. Now it's up to the point where she's saying it's 6 weeks later after she left from the hospital. She said she was in the hospital for a couple days, right? She left the hospital, and 6 weeks later is when she's showing herself going into, I'm thinking, like practice or, you know, something. She got her foot, you know, wrapped up or whatever the case may be. Now, let me know down in the comments, how long was it after when everybody was talking about Megan twerking on her feet? Let me know when that was. Was it over a month after? Let me know. Oh, yeah. And for the people that was saying that Tory Lanez got charged not for shooting Megan, but for simply having the gun and whatever the case may be or whatever. That's a lie. On his documentary, it clearly states the sources were saying that he was charged for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. I gotta just say this, because now they're playing the parts where she's putting people saying, oh, she's a liar, Megan's a liar, blah, 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 right? Then they're showing little clips, and they're showing the part when she first went on live and first said that Tory shot her. Yeah, he shot me. That, like, when she came out and said it, it just was her energy, the way she was giving it. It was like a cocky, yeah, I'm about to play on you. I'm about to do you dirty. I'm about to just say this and watch what happens. That's what it was giving to me. Just her energy. Like, just her energy. Like, look at her face. Like, come on. Wait. So, she said, after they showed her saying, she went on live and saying, yeah, he shot me or whatever the case may be, she said, yeah, and I was just waiting for Kelsey to speak up. So after you said he shot you, that was the time where Kelsey was supposed to run along with this and go on the incident, but like, yeah, Megan's right. He did shoot her, but she didn't do that, did she? So Megan was discharged from the hospital on July 16th, 2020. Okay, so we just put in a little timeline. We're going to get into some of the old info. Now, this was the police report, okay? Our investigation revealed that on July 12, 2020, at approximately 04:30 hours, whatever how you say it, because I don't like that time, a physical altercation between Harris and Pete occurred. Okay, so that is saying that Megan and Kelsey had a physical altercation, which they denied the whole time. But according to the police report, it says something different. Moreover, the pictures show injuries on her legs and hands, plus patches of what seems to be pulled out hair, allegedly from the night of the, incident, where it may seem uncomfortable in the comment section. Many welcomed the new evidence. Show me every bit of evidence that they have, one user wrote. I want to see it all. Thank you very much. Now, this is the picture of Kelsey at the time of the incident where she had multiple bruises, hair pulled out, and everything else. But remember, she did mention that Tory pulled her hair. Okay, but where's the bruises and everything came from? I don't know, because it's a lot of different mixed stories when it comes to this. Remember, okay? Remember, Megan Thee Stallion also had her hair looking crazy and everything else, but we don't know. Now, jurors have heard a lot of Kelsey's recorded interview with prosecutors in September, but Judge Hereford also told them yesterday that the interview is not evidence. Prosecutors are playing it to refresh Kelsey's memory and to show jury that her current testimony is inconsistent. It's 2022. Some of the evidence they will have in the jury room during deliberations include the text Kelsey sent moments after the shooting. Tory pow-powed Meg. The recorded apologetic call Tory made to Kelsey from jail hours after the incident. Okay, this is in 2022 around the trial time. Other evidence includes Tory apologetic text to Meg that night. He doesn't mention pow-powing or a weapon. Police body and helicopter footage from that LAPD officer pulled them over and video of Meg in the ambulance. Okay, so we're just getting into a little bit of what was going on during the trial. Meg, I know you probably never gonna talk to me again, the text read, but I genuinely want you to know I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. I was just too drunk. Nevertheless, stuff would have never happened and I can't change what I did. I just feel horrible. Tory Lanez has claimed he was apologizing for sleeping with Meg and her friend Kelsey Harris, who was present during the shooting and has testified at the trial. This is exactly what I was saying before he even came out and said why he was apologizing. Because you never know. Because why would he go on a call knowing police recordings is like, who does that? Like, come on. And then Kelsey, we're going to get into all of that. And then Kelsey on the other end, like, yeah, Meg team is on it and stuff. Why would you be, putting him on. Kelsey Harris, whose Tory's team is trying to pin the incident on, testified on Wednesday, December 14th and Thursday, and her testimony has been less exact. Harris has contradicted her previous statements about the situation on multiple occasions, at times attempted to invoke her Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination despite being given immunity. Multiple times, Kelsey has stated she does not remember some accounts of that night, despite previously giving the district attorney a full description of the events when she was interviewed in September. Harris has stated that she did not see Tory pow Meg, and despite hearing, weapon sounds, she didn't know Meg was popped. The prosecution has brought up text she sent to Megan's bodyguard on the night of the incident. In particular, plainly says, Tory powed Meg. But when asked about the text in court, Kelsey says she was only assuming Meg was popped. Or maybe she just did that, after she went over there to Megan. Because remember, she said she went over there to Megan. And they had a conversation or whatever the case may be. We don't know. Okay? And she could have easily sent the text right after us, because they probably was like, let's just say Tory did it. I don't know. We don't know. But it's weird. However, other texts from Kelsey to Meg have been admitted into evidence. Judge also said he would allow prosecutors to bring in texts Kelsey sent Megan the night of the incident that read, should I get a scan at urgent care? My chest is hurting. My left side, back, and neck hurt. But that's from the fighting and him dragging me out of the car by my hair. That just sounds like plotted. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Megan seen what Tory did, why would you have to describe it in detail? These are the texts that happened right after. They had wiggle room to text and talk and meet up and all this other stuff. Alright, so Sean Kelly, who was in the bedroom shortly after 4 a.m. on July 12, 2020, told jurors he peered out his window on Nicholas, whatever, in Los Angeles, and saw 4 people fighting and shouting at each other during a quite violent confrontation. Now, this is from the witness, y'all. Kelly was called as a defense witness at Lane's felony assault trial because he told a defense investigator in January 2021 that he believed he saw an initial muzzle flash closest to a woman's hand during a purported physical altercation between Megan and her former best friend Kelsey Harris near an open door at Lane's Cadillac Escalade. His testimony, intended to generate reasonable doubt in the minds of jurors, may have done the opposite. Okay, so pay attention what the witness has said. He seen the muzzle flash by the female's hand. He also said that he seen Megan and Kelsey fighting, which they denied, but it's also in the police report, remember. It's a lot of lies. Kelly testified under oath that while he believes one of the girls fired the first, shot, he saw the smaller gentleman fire 4 or 5 subsequent shots in quick succession, causing a woman to fall to the ground bleeding, and he told jurors the men viciously beat a female victim as she lay in a fetal position on the ground. I want to be clear. I never saw a weapon, okay? I just saw flashes. Whose hand did you see the flashes from first? The girl. But they were all together. They were very close together. Okay, so that would mean that the person with the flash near it close is the person holding it. Am I right? Or am I don't know. Kelly waffled on whether Lanes, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, was still inside the vehicle at this point. At first, he placed Peterson inside the SUV during the initial alleged powing. Then he said to the district attorney, but repeatedly referred to as the shorter male, may have been outside already. Like, sir, you switching up too. Like, what's going on? What happened next? Did you see the gentleman join? Okay, asking if Kelly recalled telling an investigator that it looked like Peterson was trying to wrestle the weapon away from Kelsey. Okay? Because remember, we all initially thought that Kelsey did it, right? Did you state that it looked like he was taking the weapon away from her? I believe that they were fighting. Then he had the weapon and he started pow-powing. But he didn't even answer the question, y'all. They said, did you state that it looked like he was taking a weapon away from her? He didn't even answer that. On cross-examination, Kelly again described seeing the shorter male, meaning not Peterson's taller driver, Jaquan Smith, firing a weapon. Were his arms outreached? Yes. What was he pointing at? He was firing everywhere. Okay, so listen. At what point he recalled seeing multiple figures that included the two men beating a female victim on the ground. She was in a fetal position. She was all curled up on the floor, and they were punching and kicking her. They were all beating her. So this witness is basically saying Tory, the driver, and Kelsey was beating on Meg, or they was beating on Kelsey. I don't know. Asked what happened next, Kelly said the larger gentleman, who is the driver, stood up and said the police were coming. They picked the girl up. To me, it seemed like they were going to throw her in the river. There's a stream nearby. It looked like they were about to throw her in there. I don't know, it sounds so exaggerated. It appeared to me when I was on the phone that they were trying to unalive her. They dragged her across the street, they got in the car and sped off. I thought they picked her up, now they dragged her? I'm confused. Asked if he remembered telling the defense investigator that the first muzzle flash to the girl happened inside the vehicle. He said yes, but he also thought that the first flash was fireworks. Is this witness okay? Because his stuff changed at the trial. Let me tell you, it changed.
At that point, the argument wasn't even with me. Like, the argument was with the two people in the back seat. So I asked the driver to pull the car over, like, I'm done with this. And it was like, Megan, just get back in the car. We almost there. Like, just get back in. So I get back in the car. It's like it's getting worse. Like,
arguing in the car.
The arguing in the car is getting worse, and I don't want to be in this car no more. Like, because I see it's getting crazy. So I get out the car, and it's like everything happens so fast. And all I hear is this man screaming. He said, dance. And he started shooting, and I'm just like, oh my God.
The arguing, began with Tory and Megan. They're arguing, they're taking jabs at each other.
Y'all see that Megan and Kelsey already had different sides of the story, okay? Megan said that it was Tory and Kelsey starting the argument and arguing. Now, according to Kelsey, it was Tory and Megan that started the argument, and she act like as if she was she wasn't involved or nothing. But we're gonna get into some of this audio, and I'm gonna put the full audio on my Instagram so y'all can listen to the rest.
He's calling her out her name. He's calling her, like, I've never heard him speak like this, so.
The stuff he was saying?
I can't honestly recall, like, verbatim. He was definitely calling her, like, and, so, I stepped in and I said, you're not going to talk to my friend like that, like, I don't care what y'all got going on, but you're not going to talk to her like that in front of me. So he got offended, and now me and him are arguing. And we're honestly, when I argue, I can say things that are hurtful too. So he was saying mean things, so I was saying mean things back to him. And
do you remember any of the exchange?
I'm about to get to what I do remember.
Now, remember, this audio and this interview was way before the trial. This was her initial statement. Like, this is what she said happened. Okay? Now, 2 and 2 is not equaling up to 4. When Megan first came out, the stories Kelsey came out, the trial stories, the witnesses switched up at the trial. First, it made it seem as if there was a female, shooter. And then at the trial, the witness made it seem as if Tory was the one. So at this point, it's just like the witness wasn't even reliable. The story was switching up. He wasn't even consistent with his answers. He wasn't like specifically answering the questions at hand. He was beating around the bush.
He began to say, I'm from, like, he just started like, I'm from Canada, like, basically, I guess insinuating that they're gangsters or something. I don't know. I'm from Canada. Like, do you know? And I'm like, okay. And like, so, now we're just going back and forth. It's like, I'm going back and forth with him. He's going back and forth with Megan.
So y'all notice that she is not mentioning Tory coming out saying that he's messing with Megan and Kelsey, right? She's making it seem as if the reason why she inserted herself is because Megan and Tory was arguing, and he was calling Megan out of her name, and she inserted herself. So do y'all understand? Like, the stories is just not adding up. Like,
he said, "My I'll shoot you," and so
Who said that to you?
He said that to me. So he reached, like he was going to grab something. He reached towards the middle console, but he never pulled anything out. So I was like, okay, and if you shoot me, then I guess it's my time to go, like, you know, like, and if you shoot me, just know I have people who will ride behind me, you know, in my support, you know, and he's like, you know, he's just talking mess still, him and Megan, me and him. They're arguing back together. At this point, it's uncontrollable. Can't stop it.
And do you remember anything at this point that was being said between them?
At this point, they're arguing about each other's artistry as a career as an artist. So now we're at the final, you know, the next stop where the incident occurs, and this time Tory demands Quan to let us out. He's like, "Let these hoes out."
here's another one that's confusing, because according to Megan on her interview, whatever, she basically said that she said to the driver to let her out, right? Now Kelsey is saying that Tory told the driver to let them out and they got out. But this is the reason that, it just don't make no sense. Like, how do y'all not know who told who to get out, and who, like, why y'all got out, and why y'all was arguing, and, like, it's just not adding up. It's like stupid little lies that's just adding up, that's not making sense, to make it seem as if Megan and Kelsey's lying on Tory. That's just what it's giving. Their stories are not matching. They tried their best, I guess.
These bitches out the car. This is my car. And so we're like, okay. Like, okay, we'll get out. So we're just getting out the vehicle. I get out of my side, and no sooner do you know, you start hearing gunshots going off. I look up about it was 5 gunshots. I look up maybe at the second and third gunshot. That's when I look up. See Tory. He's now in the front seat. I guess he must have jumped over. It was very smooth transition because we didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. And he's leaning over. The door is open, and he's leaning over, like, the door window. He was leaning over the front passenger door, and, you know, she was shooting the gun. So,
do you know where's Megan?
So I was about to speak on Megan. So she was walking away when this happened, but by the third, fourth shot, and by the time I look up, she's facing towards us, and I've described it like a deer in headlights. Mm-hmm. I'm short. I'm 4'11". The vehicle is kind of a little raised up, higher than me, so I can't really see. I can only see from her chest up. That's all I can see. But the way Tory was angling the gun is kind of like, it wasn't like straight. It was like, you know, down.
Mm-hmm.
It was down in her direction?
Definitely in her direction. In the air.
Did she just say in the air? No, definitely in her direction. She didn't say air all the way, but she was about to say air. Right? Or am I bugging out? Listen here. Listen. Listen, Linda. Listen. Everybody is going to believe whatever they want to believe. Don't act like just because he is in jail and they charged him means that he is guilty. It's a lot of innocent people in jail that, that are not guilty, and then come to find out, if they, like, reopen the case or, further whatever, they end up being not guilty. So can we please stop?
Yeah, definitely in her direction. So at that point, we kind of were in shock, Did
you hear him say anything as he was shooting?
He did not say anything.
Okay.
There was no words at that point,
Dance, itch, dance. So Kelsey didn't hear that. She was right next door. She was right there. And she could see him pointing and hear the shots, but she never heard nothing of him saying dance, itch. Like, is she the only one that heard that? I'm confused. Like, this is why I feel how I feel, because things are just not adding up to me. Do you understand what I'm saying? The story is not storying. And it's just me and my opinion from the outside looking in. You can't tell me otherwise. If y'all don't see anything in between these lines of this, miscombobulated damn storyline.
I didn't do it. Kelsey did it. If she did it, why wouldn't you just say she did it? Kelsey, if you did not do it, why won't you just say, I did not do it? I know who shot me. I said who shot me, and that's why the fuck in jail. Y'all dragging it online like it's some new evidence. There's no new evidence.
For almost half the year over a gun that the DAs lied and said I shot. In 2021, they demanded I take a DNA test. I took that test with no pushback, delay, or question. Not only because I knew I never shot the gun, but mainly because I was 100% positive I never even touched this gun. In my trial, the verdict of guilty or innocent depended heavily on my DNA results. With the help of LA Crime Lab's DNA expert Randy Zepeda, DA Kathy Tarr and Alex Bott completely manipulated my DNA results and lied to the world, the media, and most importantly, my jury, by stating my DNA on the gun was inconclusive. That was an absolute lie. They went on further to say, inconclusive means that he cannot be excluded from the gun. My new attorney, Jose Baez, hired one of the best DNA experts in the nation to carefully analyze the same DNA test the fair and correct way. The results came back exactly as I knew this whole time. My DNA is 100% excluded and 100% eliminated from the gun. In other words, it's physically and scientifically impossible for me to ever have touched or shot this gun. After the correct and careful analyzation of my DNA testing, not only did our expert find my DNA 100% excluded and non-existent on the gun, but what's worse was the invalid and illegal tactics the prosecution chose to attain the results used to convict me. Based on the fundamentals of my DNA test, the only possible way for the LA Crime Lab to come up with an inconclusive result would literally be to stop the testing before it finished or completed its final result, which would have and should have shown completely my full exclusion on the weapon. In other words, District Attorneys Kathy Tarr and Alex Bott lied to my jury with false, incorrect, and incomplete DNA results, violating my due process and my 14th Amendment rights. My faith, my prayers, and my highest hopes go to the Honorable Judge Hereford that on May 8th, he rules in favor of the United States Supreme Court law, returning me to my freedom, my family, and most importantly, the justice of a fair trial.
Okay, y'all. So the point of this, bringing back some throwback info of the trial and that whole situation is because it triggered me on this documentary and it made me start thinking of the trial again and trying to put two and two together, because I know a lot of people will look at the documentary and be like, oh my God, I feel so bad. And that's understood. You understand what I'm saying? But let's not act like we all not going through things. Me personally, I already know for a fact that she was going through it behind the scenes. You could tell in her music she was going through it. You understand what I'm saying? So I didn't really need a visual to understand that she was going through something. But that's just me. Maybe some of y'all might need visuals to feel sorry for somebody or whatever, but I don't need that. Okay. Yes, there was some touching parts in the documentary and she should put it out because she should have people looking at her at a different light and knowing exactly what she went through. But we're not gonna listen, like I said, I like Megan from what I see, okay, and her music. But when it comes to this Tory situation, for some reason, it just don't sit right with me. Okay. But let's get into a little bit of the key points of the documentary. She seemed clueless on a lot of her actions and why people, are treating her some type of way, right? She didn't know what, and she also really cared about other people's opinions on her. She really cared about that. That is something that she mentioned plenty of times in the documentary, right? Why nobody wasn't believing her. They're saying mean things about her. She didn't like those things. She also, I think she just cared about the backlash. It affected her, severely to me. That nobody had her back. And I understand, some people might feel or care if people don't back them up and care if they don't have anybody, but some people don't care. You understand? But she did. Okay, she mentioned being scared of someone doing something to her while she was performing because she was getting a lot of threats online, and that's very understood because who the hell would want to think about that while they're just trying to perform, have a good time, and just do their job? Okay, I understand where she's coming from that. She said that she is the only one who still cares. She also mentioned, why is Tory online looking so happy after he did what he did? Also the text said, I'm watching you on live, is what she said. She talked about Tory texting her. He said, I'm watching you on live. You look so sad. And she said, oh, he's crazy. Something's wrong with him, blah, 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 right? She said she had got a new phone, a new number, a restraining order, and then talked about Tory Lanez performing at Rolling Loud after her. Okay? She talked about the video where Tory was, you know, cutting up the horse legs with a HGS special sign. And she said, what is that? Hot girl summer? Hot girl, like he was threatening her. And people was laughing. And she said, she be having nightmares. Okay? And this was all before the trial. Okay? Now, Megan had got the Houston key to the city and everything else. She was just doing her thing, right? But in the process of her still getting engagement, still, you know, rising, she still was going through battles behind the scenes. And that is just life. Okay? That's life. It's unfortunate, but it happens. Okay? It doesn't excuse anything that she has done, anything that she has did or said. Okay? So yeah, and we know currently Tory just got accepted at the courts for opening back the case, or, you know, retesting things, reinvestigations and everything else, because he is not stopping. And for somebody that is so-called guilty, he is really, really trying to prove his innocence. He's not stopping. I don't know what guilty person does that, knowing that they, you know, are not gonna, you know, be innocent. I don't know. But at this point, I still feel how I feel. The documentary did not change how I feel. It's just something in my bones just telling me just something ain't right about this. It's not 100% the full story to me, in my opinion. Something is not being said. Okay? And that's just how I feel. Yeah, so let me know how y'all feel about this down in the comments below. Like I said, this is my opinion. Just like you believe her, right? Y'all believed her before the trial even happened, before evidence even was there. But that's fine, because those are the type of people that hear something one time and automatically believe people, when the whole time they could be lying. Y'all know how many people out here put on these damn, remember that girl that put a fake kidnapping, and she did it herself, and everybody in the FBI was looking for her and everything, and then she come to find out that she just did this to get attention, and she was mad at her boyfriend or something. I was like, what in the hell? And then everybody believed her, but guess what? Not me. I was the type of person that was investigating online, looking at the footage, looking at everything, anything that, and it just wasn't sitting right with me. And guess what? People was coming at me then too. Oh, why you don't believe her? This is sad. You're pathetic. Da, da, da. And then guess what? Come to find out she lied to y'all in y'all face, because y'all be so damn gullible on this internet. I'd rather not be gullible and think somebody lying than to believe everything I hear. That's just not me. It's not going to happen. And that's just what it is. Okay, if y'all feel some type of way, y'all could tussle with yourselves in the comment section. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. Do it for the Vine, alright? Remember the Vine, y'all? But anyway, I love y'all. See y'all in the next video. Until then, toodaloos, bye-bye. Run it up, my loungies.
I brought a G-Wagon, that shit was a breakfast, that's why I be racing. Yeah, we brought the full door, had to get ready for war. Yeah, we brought the full door, had to get ready for war. Yeah, we brought the full door, had to get ready for war. Yeah.